Hey, what's up? And welcome to my channel. I'm your host, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. You probably all see me play computer games, but today I'm actually going to build one. Well, not today, but I will be using the next couple of episodes to build a game. More specifically, my dream game. So as most of you probably know, if you've read the description of my channel, I started this in order to raise money to start a game company, because that's where my passion is, that's where my dream is. And I figured, you know, what better way to inspire confidence in my viewers or patrons or anyone who actually who believes in me than to actually build a game. So today I'm going to be starting a fresh project. I've already actually started set game with a working version right here called Star Song. It's a working title. Give me a break. And but for the sake of you, the viewership, I'm going to start it from scratch. So this project was started when I was in university. I had to rush it because I had deadlines. I'd rather started from brand new with some methods and techniques I've learned, more efficient, more easier to use. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. If you don't know what this is Unity. It's a game engine. It is used for building games. This is actually Unity Hub. Now, for those of you who don't know what Unity Hub is a new form of a client. It's been around for about a while now. And it actually tracks multiple forms of Unity. In the past, you actually had to have different forms of Unity installed on your computer, different like versions. This just keeps them all in one place, which is nice because when it actually comes to making games in different versions, you can't just hot swap it because otherwise it's going to lead to a lot of problems. But this conveniently puts them all in one place, and it's really nice. Okay, so let's start a new project. And yeah, okay, so yeah, I want this to be in the latest version. Right, Universal Pipeline Render. I believe that has the shaders. Yeah, it does. Um, okay, cool. New project name. Keep it with its working title. Star Song Adventures. All right. Oh, look, it's my desktop. I like cats. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to load up. Okay, so what my game Star Song is effectively about now while we're waiting for Unity to start up. Star Song is a game that I've always wanted to see exist. That's actually why I started getting into game development. It's what I got my degree in and all that kind of stuff because I am a huge fan of the game industry. Like, I discovered it when I was young, and it was absolutely amazing. I just love gaming. And I always thought I would be good at contributing towards this industry. So, I did a lot of time coming up with good ideas for games. And one of the cooler ideas I came up with after seeing some stuff in the world was, what if there was a game that combined, say, EVE Online with a little bit of Homeworld and then a little bit of Fallout Shelter. In the sense, what you do is build your you build your ship up from the inside out, and that kind of governs what you do, what your ship's capable of. So over the next couple of videos, I will be building all these mechanics, these fundamental mechanics at least. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just get all of this. Just go boom. Right, get all of this and just go boom. Fresh start, blank slate, completely. Right. So, empty project, clean slate. What am I? This is very new. I've never used 19 before. That's version 19 of Unity before. So, alright, let's get started. First thing I'm actually going to do is just import a bunch of assets that I used in the previous project. So, here we go. Import package, custom package. Yep, that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So for this first episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be setting up the player. Okay, so every game obviously needs a player, a game object, which use the controllers for, and everything tracks your achievements, all that kind of jazz, which is going to be very different from the actual spaceships and stuff like that. What else should we bring in? SSA package, there we go. This is the collected game development of the previous project. I'm probably going to be no, I lie. I am going to be referring to it like quite a lot of the time. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, but I will be telling you guys what each line of code does. To a degree, I might not, I might skip over it. This is not, by the way, a tutorial video on how to do Unity. This is just a video. It's a dev diary, guys. Come on. It's me building a game over a period of time, and you guys can be a part of that, which is pretty sick, I guess. If it takes off, people being like, yeah, that's going to be sick. We saw it from the beginning. So yeah. Alrighty, that seems to have done it. Alright, so first things first, let's actually take our cube over here and make it massive. So you're probably wondering, Dave, you haven't even coded anything. How is it that the camera is moving? Well, I built this in another project, and it's always served me well. So, this here will act as our player. And our player will be a separate game object to one spaceship. I want my player to be able to move between objects. And what we mainly will be covering today is that. Now, the world seems pretty bleak, which is really depressing. Right, so, boom. Now we've got this lovely little skybox to mess around with. Makes it feel more authentic. In fact, actually, we can get rid of this. That was a horrible decision. I think we're actually ready to get started. Okay, let's stop messing around here and actually get into the game development side of game development. Okay, so the first thing I want to do here is I want to be able to create a player object. That's fine, I've done that. There it is, camera holder. We're going to have to change your name, Poe, to player. So, of course, God, I hate messing around with the new, new versions of software. It's always about relearning how it all works. Edit script. All right, there we go. And here we go. This is it. This is everything you need to know. So, this is not my work. This is something I fished off offline. I fished off the internet. Which is, by the way, a very common occurrence. If you're aspiring to be a developer or a game designer and you think you got to memorize everything and all the math that comes with it, you're wrong. You don't have to. Just know enough to get the job done and know how to Google. That's what I had to learn. I thought I was one of the people who thought that I had to memorize everything, and boy, did I try. But no. So this is what I got offline. The biggest thing you need to learn about coding is how to read code and understand it and replicate it in your own way, which is, by the way, a lot easier than it sounds. I just made it sound very complicated. It's not. You just need to know how to replicate code. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to code this bad boy to move between objects. But first and foremost, we have to actually just set up some ground rules. So the first thing we're going to do is, well, some other abilities. But anyway, the point is, let's create a script and get to coding. Right, so this will be the player script. Something tells me I'm going to want to come back and change that at some point. I don't know why. It seems a little bit too on the nose. But we go with it anyway. Alright, so this is what an empty script looks like. And, yeah, we're going to kind of just go from there. Alright, so first things I want my character to be able to do or know, etc., is I want my character to know selected items. Yes, so we're going to go public, game object. Actually, no, we need a player ship. That's important because we need to know, but mainly we need a Sorry, my brain, it does not work linearly. It kind of just, it's all over the fucking place, but it gets the job done. There is method to my madness. Alright. So, public game object. Selected object. Public game object. Come on. Don't trust in my spelling enough for predictive text not to do it for me. My spelling is terrible and we'd be here forever. Focused. So, what are these three things? And what are they going to do? So, the first thing is the selected object. When you select something in the game, it's going to be hidden in there. So now, look. When I show you this, right? When I notice how they're empty. They're empty. What's going to happen here is the fact that when I click on these objects, they're going to be saved in these empty locations. For the sake of this fact, I shouldn't have actually made player ship. We're not ready to be there yet now. Actually, I'm going to delete it. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that the player follows always the focused object. All right? So the character at least has something to follow. Otherwise, he's not going to be doing anything. He's going to just float out in space. No focus, no nothing. It's going to be madness. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to do is make a method. Now, a method is literally what it sounds like. It's the method in which you do something. It's the method of how things are done. So our first method would be follow. That's not what it says. Oh, God. Okay, so we've got some auto text problems here. Fine. Void. My goodness. It's not uncommon to get frustrated when coding, especially when you've got dyslexia and you can't spell for shit. Void. Actually, I'm gonna just make this bigger so you guys can see what the hell I'm typing in here. Of course. Void. Let's say follow focus object. Right. And what we're going to do is we're going to go equals new vector 3. No, I'm lerping, so it's vector 3 dot lerp. So what does lerp stand for? It means linear interpolation. And it just, yeah, means your thing will move. There is another way that's translate. Some would argue it's better, but I don't know. Lerp has a more natural feel to it. Anyway. Okay, so point A is its current position. So, nope. Down. And its next position will be focused object dot transform dot position. Surely I can just say transform, yeah? No, it'll get confused. No, you can. Nope, doesn't like that. Now we're going to type in here follow focused object. No, not what? Okay. So every frame, the position is going to go from position A, which is its current position at any point in time, to the position of the focused object. This is how following works. All right, and how fast it's going to get there is time.delta time. Time.delta time is the time between each frame, and times by 100. Let's see if that works. So, just to prove how this works, we're going to move this to the left. Shouldn't be able to see anything. Yep. And we're going to tell the player that cube 1, or cube 0, is its focus target. Now, you can see here at the bottom that camera's preview. Can't see anything. if this line of code works, it'll pop in front of the cubes will pop in front of us. And there we go, the line, it works. Now you're probably thinking, ooh, that's nothing special. You're right, it's not something special. But it's a step forward. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. The next thing we want to do is be able to select an object, or at least for the time being, just be able to click on something and go, hey, you're the new focus object. Anyway, let's see, get your void. What should we call this? No, just select. Oh my goodness, select. Nailed it. Like a glove. All right, this next one. Now, what we're going to be using in order to do this is something called a raycast. Raycasts refuse to work under any conditions unless they're in fixed update. Well, at least that's what I've come to learn. So, we're going to do void fixed update. There we go. Private fixed update. Let me say private. Jesus, what time is it? It's like 2 in the morning. Probably should have kept this for them. Anyway, we continue on. Forward. What else are we doing? Oh, yes. Okay, so we're going to make a raycast. First things first, we're going to make a... actually, you know what? This will be a great chance to show my humility. And I'm going to open up a Google Chrome, and I'm going to go right. Raycast. Raycast Unity. So as a developer, if you're trying to do this, you'll be doing this a lot in your future. It's not bad to Google things. Right, so this is update. This is raycast hits. Okay, we're gonna need one of those. I know that. So Control C, Control V. We need to type in camera to mouse. Camera to mouse. There we go. Just gonna copy all of this. Again, this isn't cheating. This is how most people do it. The intelligence of what happened next is the ability to know what the hell I'm doing with this. All right. Okay, so what we've done is that we've created a raycast, a little laser beam that shoots out, and we called it ray. We've got another game object here, or class or type, whatever you want to call it, called hit. And whenever the raycast known as ray, i.e. this one, hits something, it's going to send that information on to hit, which gives us a whole bunch of cool shit to deal with. To which we can go, hang on, where layer mask is nothing, we can, max distance, there we go, math f dot infinity, there we go. Camera, fuckers, we are going to go, get component attached to this, the one that's called camera controller. Yeah, camera controls. Dot, what did I call it? Main camera. Oh, main camera. All right, let's create a point array, mouse input position. Right, so first thing it's going to do is it's going to make a data sheet, or whatever you want to call it, whatever the raycast hits. It's going to then make that ray. If that ray hits anything, it'll send it to out, and the ray's length is infinity. It just goes on forever. Right. Now, if that thing, if that, like the thing called just hit, feels weird. Right, if hit info dot, oh yes, is equal to, yes. Sorry. It's been a while since I coded, so I have to remember the do's and don'ts. So what I've said here is that hit info, when you hit something, get hit info. Well, first of all, it's going to send all the information to hit info. Boom. Now the ray or the player has like a little bit of information to deal with. Go, ooh, my laser beam hit something. What I've asked here is like, right, laser beam. If you hit something and the collider that you hit's attached to a game object, and that game object has a tag, and that tag is equal to like object, just tell me. All right. So I'm getting hit info. I'm getting the data inside it called collider, which is the collider of the object hit that it got back. And of that collider, what's the game object it's attached to? Does it have a tag? If not, yes or no. No, that's not a true or false statement. That's just saying get the tag. Effectively, I'm working myself around to getting this thing called a tag. In Unity, when it comes to near the transform, there's all this thing at the top that you can create tags, and I can call this an object. And so what I've asked is that when my raycast hits something that with one of these tags called object, do something. And I'm going to say that if you hit something called an object, focused object is equal to info dot, I prefer using transform, dot game object. Actually, no, this might not work, but who knows? All right, let's see, we can minimize that. We can bring this up a level, make that smaller, make a new void called controls. And we bring it down, we go control, and if we go if, come on, if input dot mouse button down. And which mouse button is that? I think it's the first one. Let me just check this. This is a great way of finding out if you're doing it the right way. Debug dot log, and then we can scream something at ourselves. Let's shout to the world. Yes. A little excessive, but I messed up. I didn't say controls existed. Controls. Again, I didn't say that it existed in the update loop. So if you don't put your methods that you want constantly to be on in update, ain't nothing gonna happen. Right. Oh, Mazel tov. There we go. Anyway, Now that we know that that works, and that I've been using the wrong mouse button, which needs to be that, we are now going to go and make the square. No, I'm joking. Select object. I've done this wrong. What have I done? Oh god. That's strange. Unity, what seems to be the problem. But it is a method. Oh, I have been spelling it wrong. Okay, hold on. Why the hell did that not come up on this? It did. Oh my god, yes it did. Let's see if this works. Hello. Ah. Let's see. This is firing. The raycast is not bringing back any information. Why? Collider. No? Still being a twat? I mean, this shouldn't actually change anything whatsoever. These, oh my goodness, I know what's going on. These aren't tagged as objects. There we go. And boom. And boom. 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 Okay, so there's this error popping up saying that it's not assigned. That's fine. What's happening here is that the game object is getting a little miffed because it's constantly asking to move to something. So what we're going to do is we're going to go if all right, so if focused object is not equal to, exclamation mark means not. Okay, it means as if it's the opposite. To null, and pull this off. There we go. No more error. And I've really got to just now meddle with the speed. Let's bring it down to 1. See how fast that is. There we go, a little bit more slower. Not exactly what you want. Alright, cubes. Time to move you all very, very far away and see how the lerping handles. That is too slow. This is too slow. Maybe if I bump it up to 10. Alright. Let's see if we did this right. Boom. Oh, that feels kind of nice. I like it. I'm going to leave it at 10. 10 feels comfortable. What else can I do? See, this here is a bit redundant. I mean, not redundant, just it's actually not what I want to do. I want you to be able to select a target first and the camera not to move. And then if you click on the object again, then for it to move. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this here to selected. That should mean that just this. There we go. Now you see the character won't move. It'll only go to the focused object. So how do we solve this? Well, Oh, it worked. Oh, very nice. Okay, okay, it worked. Won't lie. You probably only skipped like a few seconds, but it's just taken me about a good 30 minutes to figure that one out. Then again, it is almost 3 o'clock in the morning, I think, close to, and I haven't had coffee since like this afternoon. So my brain is a little tired and not working as efficiently as it should be. But let me just explain to you what I've done. So, when the left mouse button gets pushed, we associate a game object to the class, to the variable of selected object. Here's that select object mechanic. Right. However, this is how it works. If the laser beam that I shoot out from my camera to where my mouse is on the screen, if it is already equivalent to the selected object, then actually the selected object should become the focus object as well. And because the game object, the player will always follow the focus object, that means that if we've already selected something and we hit it again with the laser beam, the character will follow it. If that's not the case, else, then the selected object refreshes and becomes the new object. This gives us a nice little double click mechanic. I can't believe it took me so long to figure that out. I used to build stuff like this all the time in uni, but like it's been like a year and a half. I was like, oh god. But yeah, so you see there, I click once, becomes a thing. I click this, I can click that, I can click this, I can click that. Camera never moves. Okay, I clicked that accidentally twice. My mouse is a little wet. But I click that, I click this, I click that. And you can see here, over here, it's changing. Nothing's happening. Oh, god damn it. It's because my mouse is clicking twice. Click that, click that, click that, click that, and it's changing. But when I click that, and I click it again, it moves. This is going to be instrumental for the character's navigation around the world. Alright, people. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. In our next episode, I'm going to work on spaceships. The second big thing in the game. And then I'll probably start adding things to the game as well, to the player as well, like user interfaces or UI. Again, that's where I'm going to leave it, and I'll catch you guys here next time. Thanks for watching. And if you believe in my dream as much as I do, subscribe, because that's the only way that I'm going to raise some cash. Unless I create a GoFundMe account. I'm going to create a GoFundMe account. Catch you guys around.